Did you know a single driving mistake in the UK can now cost you over £2,500 instantly? Sounds unbelievable, right? But in April 2026, new enforcement systems are catching drivers faster than ever, and most people don't even realise they're breaking the rules. Imagine driving like you always do. Just a quick glance at your phone or a small slip at a junction, and suddenly you're hit with a massive fine, penalty points, or worse. So what exactly is this costly mistake, and why are thousands of drivers falling into this trap every single day? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might save you thousands. Number 10. Not updating documents. Insurance, tax and license. This might sound like a small oversight, but in April 2026, it has become one of the most expensive mistakes a driver can make in the UK. Many drivers assume their insurance, road tax, or even license details are still valid until they're suddenly flagged by an automated system. Today, advanced ANPR cameras, automatic number plate recognition, instantly scan vehicles and cross-check databases in real time. If anything is expired or missing, you can be penalised within seconds, without even being stopped. What makes this even more dangerous is how easy it is to forget. Life gets busy, emails get ignored, and renewal dates slip by unnoticed. But the consequences are serious. Hefty fines, penalty points, and in some cases, even vehicle seizure. Imagine stepping out for a normal drive and coming back to find your car gone, or receiving a fine that costs you thousands of pounds just because you missed a renewal date. The smart move? Take control before the system catches you. Set monthly reminders. Enable auto-renewals where possible, and regularly check your documents online. It takes just a few minutes, but it can save you from a financial shock and unnecessary stress. In today's system, being unaware is no longer an excuse, because everything is tracked, monitored, and enforced instantly. If this video opened your eyes, drop a comment below. Which mistake surprised you the most? Your response truly matters to us because we put real effort into bringing you this information. And don't forget to subscribe. It's just one click, but it helps us keep creating videos that could actually save you thousands. Number 9. Driving while distracted, not just phones. When people hear distracted driving, they immediately think about using a phone. But in April 2026, the definition has expanded far beyond that. Many drivers don't realise that simple, everyday actions like eating, adjusting the GPS, changing music, or even deep conversations can be just as dangerous and just as punishable. These small distractions may feel harmless, but they quietly take your attention away from the road for a few critical seconds. Research shows that even a 2-second lapse in focus can significantly increase the risk of an accident. Your brain may feel like it's multitasking, but in reality, it's constantly switching attention. And that delay can be the difference between a safe drive and a costly mistake. UK enforcement systems are now smarter. You're using cameras and behaviour analysis to identify erratic driving patterns caused by distraction. That means you don't need to be holding a phone to get flagged anymore. What makes this issue even more relatable is how often we all do it. Have you ever taken a quick bite while driving, or adjusted your playlist without thinking twice? These habits feel normal, but under stricter rules, they can lead to serious fines, penalty points, or worse. The safest approach is simple. Treat driving as your only priority. Set everything up before you start your journey. Keep both hands ready and stay mentally present every second. Because on today's roads, even a small distraction can turn into a big financial loss. Be honest. What's the one distraction you've done while driving? But drop it in the comments. Your answer might help someone else avoid a costly mistake. And if you value content like this, hit subscribe. It's just one click, but it keeps us motivated to bring you real, life-saving information. Number 8. Yellow box junction. Mistakes. This is one of the most common and most misunderstood driving mistakes in the UK, And in April 2026, it's costing drivers more than ever. Yellow box junctions are designed to keep traffic flowing, but many drivers enter them without fully understanding the rule. The law is simple. You must not enter the box unless your exit is completely clear. Yet, in busy traffic, people often take a chance, thinking they'll move in time. Here's where it gets serious. With the rise of high-definition traffic cameras, these junctions are now under constant surveillance. The moment your car stops inside the yellow box, even for a few seconds, you can be issued a penalty charge notice automatically. No warnings, no excuses. And the frustrating part? You might not even realise you made the mistake until the fine arrives days later. What makes this even more relatable is how easy it is to fall into the trap. You're following the car ahead, traffic seems to be moving, and suddenly, it stops. Now you're stuck in the box, and the camera has already captured everything. These situations happen in seconds, but the consequences can cost you hundreds of pounds. The smarter approach is patience. Always pause before entering and ask yourself, is my exit 100% clear? If there's even a small doubt, wait. A few seconds of caution can save you from an unnecessary fine and stress. Because when it comes to yellow box junctions, one wrong move is all it takes to turn a normal drive into an expensive mistake. Tell me honestly, have you ever been caught in a yellow box junction like this? Share your experience below your story, could warn others. And if you appreciate the effort behind these videos, don't forget to subscribe. It's just one click, but it helps us keep bringing you valuable, money-saving insights. Number 7. Parking mistakes that trigger instant fines. Parking might seem like the easiest part of driving, but in April 2026, it has quietly become one of the biggest money traps for drivers across the UK. Many people think a quick stop, just for a minute, or parking slightly outside a marked bay isn't a big deal. But modern enforcement systems don't think that way anymore. Today, smart parking cameras and digital wardens are monitoring streets more closely than ever. They don't miss small details. Parking a few inches over the line, stopping in a restricted zone, or ignoring time limits can instantly result in a penalty charge notice. And the worst part? You often don't even realise you've made a mistake until the fine shows up later. This issue is so common because it feels harmless. You're in a hurry, there's no obvious sign nearby, or others are parked the same way, so it seems okay. But rules vary from street to street, and missing even a small sign can cost you hundreds of pounds. In busy cities especially, enforcement is strict, fast, and completely unforgiving. The smartest habit is to slow down and double-check everything before leaving your car. Look for signboards, time restrictions, road markings, and even digital payment requirements. Take an extra 30 seconds. It could save you from a frustrating and expensive surprise. Because when it comes to parking today, even a tiny mistake can lead to a big penalty. Have you ever come back to your car and found a parking fine waiting? Drop yes or share your story below. Let's see how common this really is. And if you respect the effort behind these videos, hit subscribe. It's just one click. But it helps us keep creating content that can save you real money. Number 6. Driving into restricted and low emission zones. ULEZ traps. This is one mistake that's catching thousands of drivers completely off guard in April 2026. Many UK cities now have low emission zones, ULEZ, and restricted driving areas where certain vehicles either have to pay a charge or are not allowed at all. The problem? A lot of drivers enter these zones without even realising it. There are signs, of course, but they're often missed in busy traffic, bad weather, or unfamiliar areas. You might be following GPS, focused on traffic, and suddenly you've crossed into a restricted zone. And unlike traditional enforcement, there's no officer to stop you. Automatic cameras instantly scan your number plate, and if your vehicle doesn't meet the requirements or you haven't paid the charge, a fine is issued, just like that. What makes this even more frustrating is that it feels unfair in the moment. You didn't speed, you didn't break any obvious rule, yet you're still facing a hefty penalty. Some drivers even get fined multiple times in a single day because they unknowingly drive in and out of these zones. The best way to protect yourself is preparation. Before driving into a new city, quickly check if there are ULEZ or restricted zones in your route. Use updated navigation apps, look for early warning signs, and always confirm if your vehicle is compliant. A few minutes of awareness can save you from repeated fines and unnecessary stress. Because today, not knowing the zone rules can cost you more than you expect. Quick question. Have you ever entered a restricted zone without knowing? Be honest and share below your answer might help others stay alert. And if you see the value in this content, don't forget to subscribe. It's just one click, but it supports us in creating videos that can protect your wallet. Number 5. Poor lane discipline and indicator misuse. This is one of those mistakes that almost every driver makes, yet very few realise how serious it has become in April 2026. Lane discipline isn't just about staying in your lane, it's about how and when you change lanes, and whether you clearly communicate your intentions. Many drivers switch lanes suddenly, forget to indicate, or signal at the very last second, assuming it's no big deal. But here's the problem. Modern UK roads are now monitored by advanced traffic cameras and AI systems that analyse driving behaviour, not just speed. Sudden lane changes, inconsistent movement, or failing to indicate properly can be flagged as dangerous or careless driving. And once that happens, you could be facing fines, penalty points, or even higher insurance costs. And what makes this mistake so common is overconfidence. Drivers think, "I've done this 1,000 times," or "there's no one around." But all it takes is one misjudgment, one car in your blind spot, one delayed signal. And the situation can quickly turn risky and expensive. Even if no accident happens, the system may still record it as a violation. The solution is simple but powerful. Be intentional with every move. Always check mirrors, use indicators early and clearly, and give other drivers enough time to react. Smooth, predictable driving not only keeps you safe, but also keeps you off the radar of strict enforcement systems. Because in today's driving environment, even a small lapse in lane discipline can lead to big consequences. Let's be real. Do you always use your indicator on time, or sometimes skip it? Drop your honest answer below, no judgment. And if you appreciate the effort we put into these videos, hit subscribe. It's just one click, but it helps us keep sharing content that can save you from costly mistakes. Number 4, rolling stops at signals and stop signs. This is one of the most overlooked driving mistakes, yet in April 2026, it's being penalised more strictly than ever. A rolling stop happens when a driver slows down at a stop sign or red light but doesn't come to a complete stop. It feels harmless, just a quick check and go, but in reality, it's a direct violation of traffic rules. What many drivers don't realise is that modern traffic enforcement cameras are now advanced enough to detect whether your vehicle has fully stopped or not. Even if your wheels are moving slightly, the system can flag it. That means no more close enough. It has to be a complete zero movement stop, or you risk getting fined. This mistake often happens because drivers are in a hurry or assume the road is clear. You look left, right, see no cars. Yeah, and just keep rolling. But here's the danger. Pedestrians, cyclists, or hidden vehicles can appear in seconds. That brief moment you skip could lead not only to a fine, but also to a serious accident. The smarter habit is simple. Pause fully for at least 2 to 3 seconds. Let your car completely stop, take a proper look around, and then move. It might feel like a small delay, but it shows control, awareness, and responsibility. In today's strict system, that small pause can protect you from unexpected fines and risky situations. Because when it comes to stop signs, almost stopping, is no longer enough. Be honest, do you always make a full stop, or sometimes just roll through? Comment below your answer, might make others think twice. And if you value the effort behind these videos, don't forget to subscribe. It's just one click. But it helps us keep creating content that can save you money and trouble. Number 3. Ignoring temporary road signs and roadwork rules. This is one mistake that drivers constantly underestimate, but in April 2026, it has become a serious financial risk. Temporary road signs, especially in construction zones or roadworks, are often ignored because drivers assume they're not as important as permanent signs. But that assumption can cost you hundreds or even thousands of pounds. Here's the reality. Temporary signs are legally just as enforceable as permanent ones, and in many cases, penalties are even stricter. Why? Because these zones are considered high-risk areas, often involving workers, narrow lanes, or sudden changes in traffic flow. Speed limits may drop suddenly, lanes may shift, and new rules may apply. But if you miss those signs, the system won't miss you. Though with the rise of mobile enforcement cameras and smart monitoring systems, these areas are now watched more closely than ever. Even a slight speed increase or ignoring a temporary direction sign can trigger an instant fine. And since these zones change frequently, drivers often get caught simply because they weren't paying enough attention. The key is awareness. As soon as you see roadwork warnings, slow down and actively scan for updated signs. Don't rely on memory or habit, because what was allowed yesterday might be different today. Stay alert, adjust your speed, and follow every instruction carefully. In these zones, a moment of carelessness can quickly turn into a costly mistake. Number 2. Speeding in safe-looking areas. This is one of the most dangerous misconceptions drivers have in the UK today. Many people believe that if a road looks empty, wide, or safe, it's okay to go just a little over the speed limit. But in April 2026, that mindset is costing drivers serious money. Here's the truth. Speed limits are set based on risk factors you may not see, like hidden junctions, pedestrian activity, or accident history. So even if the road feels safe, exceeding the limit, even slightly, can trigger penalties. And with the rise of AI-powered speed cameras, even a small increase of a few miles per hour is now detected instantly. What makes this even more impactful is the UK's income-based fine system. That means the more you earn, the more you pay. So a small speeding mistake could turn into a massive financial hit. Especially for regular commuters who repeat this habit daily without thinking. It's relatable too. We've all been there. Running late, the road is clear, and you press the accelerator just a bit more. But those few extra seconds you save can cost you hundreds or even thousands later. The smarter approach is discipline. Stick to the posted limits, use cruise control when possible, and remind yourself that speed limits are there for a reason, even when it's not obvious. Because in today's system, just a little faster is no longer harmless. It's expensive. Number 1. Using your phone. While driving, this is by far the most common and most heavily penalised driving mistake in the UK right now. In April 2026, using your phone while driving isn't just risky, it's extremely expensive. Many drivers still think a quick glance at a notification or a fast reply at a red light is harmless. But the law is clear. Any interaction with your phone while driving can lead to serious penalties. Studies have shown that using a phone while driving slows your reaction time even more than driving under the influence. Just imagine that for a second. Looking down for even 2 to 3 seconds at 30 miles per hour means you've driven blind for the length of an entire street. And in that time, anything can happen. A sudden stop, a pedestrian crossing, or a vehicle turning unexpectedly. What's changed in 2026 is enforcement. With AI-powered roadside cameras, drivers can now be detected holding or using a phone, even in slow traffic. You don't need to be pulled over anymore. The system sees everything, records it, and issues fines automatically. That means a single moment of distraction could cost you hundreds of pounds, penalty points, or even a driving ban. The smartest move? Eliminate the temptation completely. Turn on Do Not Disturb while driving. Use proper hands-free systems, or simply keep your phone out of reach. Because when it comes to driving, no message is worth risking your money, license, or life. Be real. Have you ever checked your phone while driving, even for a second? Drop your honest answer below. No judgment, just awareness. And if you value the effort behind this content, make sure to subscribe. It's just one click. Yeah, but it helps us keep creating videos that can protect you from serious mistakes. As you've seen, these aren't rare or extreme situations. They're everyday habits that most drivers don't even think twice about. From a quick glance at your phone to slightly crossing a yellow box, these actions may feel normal. But in April 2026, they come with serious financial consequences. The scary part is not the rules themselves. It's how easily and silently you can break them without even realizing it. What's changed is the system. With advanced cameras, AI detection, and instant data checks, there's very little room for error anymore. You're no longer just being watched occasionally. You're being monitored constantly and automatically. And that means even the smallest lapse in judgment can lead to fines worth hundreds or thousands of pounds, penalty points, or worse. It's no longer about intentional mistakes. It's about unaware habits that cost you big. But here's the good news. Every single mistake we discussed today is completely avoidable. With a little awareness, a bit more patience, and smarter driving habits, you can protect yourself from unnecessary stress and financial loss. Simple actions, like double-checking signs, staying focused, or planning your route, can make a huge difference. So next time you're behind the wheel, ask yourself, is this small action really worth the risk? Because in today's driving environment, what feels small can quickly turn into something very expensive. Stay alert, stay informed, and most importantly, drive smart. Because it's not just about reaching your destination, it's about getting there safely and without regret.